Do you want the hotkeys to have everything?
The only constants in medical school.
As the saying goes,
Once you write your first, they just keep coming.
I wasn't really expecting much.
join the Voices and Vibes gang as they talk about the seemingly scary and necessary part of the med school journey.
Part 2 of the top class.
There's this particular professor.
But I cried.
Because the next thing was 5 minutes to 1. I was like, yeah, I've not done any calculation in this age.
Surviving.
All these inconsistencies are just one of this exam.
What did you get?
She's too stuffy.
And then with the guys.
I really hated anatomy.
Wait, I don't get drop med score. What?
Hotkeys, man.
And I was like, I'm not going to read this last part at all.
I think that's dead then. Hi guys, welcome back to Voices and Vibes, and I'm your host Efe, and with me I have
Dami,
MJ.
Annie.
Okay, so in our last episode we talked about love and things that were not, or maybe related to us. So on this episode we're going to be talking about our first in-course experience as medical students. So who's going to go first?
Well, I haven't picked my in-course yet.
Oh.
And our first in-course is going to be on Valentine's Day. Especially for us. So it's BCH and I'm scared. I'm not that scared, but I'm scared. Like it's just both ways. And I hope like it's going to be very fine.
Oh wow! And how was your first thing?
I think
BCH
majority of we all started with BCH.
Yeah.
I feel like for me, I was really chill. I remember that I wasn't really expecting much not because I did not read, but just because I didn't want to expect too much. So then I was coming back from church one day, and then I met a senior colleague that told me he had I think 89 in BCH because, and I was like, I don't know if I have 60 or 64, and then I was like, no, it's possible. And so that was like 3 days to the in-course. That's when I started reading like actively. But I didn't really read as much as I read for P&P or all those other courses.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was pretty chill for me.
Oh, okay. What of MJ? How was your first in-course like? Why are you laughing?
Guys, that looked crazy.
It was crazy, yeah. It was crazy, but it wasn't. I wasn't too disappointed considering the amount of work I put into it. But it was okay. It was alright.
Okay, what kind of okay? Like you guys know that our pass mark is 50, like for any in-course in med school. So was it below 50 or above 50?
It was 60 something. You don't.
Did you keep it up?
Part 2 of the top class. The top class.
Oh wow,
For
that's
most of us.
For
Most
me,
of us.
no, just for you.
Guys, come on now.
Just for you. Just for you.
Tell me how is part 2?
How's it going so far?
Surviving.
What exactly are you doing? Okay, I feel like I'm talking down on you because I've passed the class. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah,
so
I'm
what
talking down
what
on you.
exactly are you doing?
Anatomy, biochemistry, and physiology.
Mhm.
Okay. There's this particular professor.
Always those prof.
She's too stuffy, so our workload is always bent on us very well. Our lipids, especially our lipids. She's talking advanced things, so it's too cumbersome and voluminous. And then
Do you know that they don't do enzymes in BCH before first in-course anymore?
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So it's now second in course.
Yeah, so
So what's in first in course? I'm now confused. What exactly is there?
lipids, amino acids, nucleic acids, carbohydrates, and they are yes.
I can't remember what we wrote before first in-course.
How was your own? How was your own like?
My first in-course was pretty chill, but I cried when
Oh,
results was.
the crying crew.
Oh, you were expecting
You were expecting something high.
You were expecting
Was it one of the
17.
62s?
Yeah, it was.
The very first.
It was actually the first one. So I didn't have so much expectation, but I just didn't expect that. I didn't expect anything. Really. What's the score again? 62. I had 62 in that in-course. So before the in-course, everybody I was quite apprehensive here. But one of my guys was like, a senior colleague here, but it was like, okay, that all these in-courses are just one of those exams, so it's not as terrifying as you think it's going to be. And that was why I took the exam order. It's not as bad as what we think. Then I wrote the exam. I was not sure what I knew again.
I think my own first in course experience was somehow funny. Because, like, I don't know if I should do this to our school. Anyways, we were supposed to write the exam on the same day with our senior colleagues. And they were to use, like, the main lecture theaters. So we had to write our own in our lab. And in the lab, the owners of the class, as I like to call them, the people that entered from 100 level, had chairs to sit down. And then with the guys that they just packed, attached at the back, we literally stood
We stood to write
that exam.
Yeah.
It wasn't funny. Like, we stood to write that exam. And it was like, that morning, I rushed my meal. So getting to the exam hall and finding out I'm going to stand, I had to deal with stomach ache. I had to deal with, like, okay, if you put your brain there and, like, you have 1 hour to finish 100 questions. So just get it over with. But the funny thing was, my standing did not actually feel like 1 hour. It felt like 10 minutes. Because the next thing was 5 minutes to 1. I was like, yeah, I've not done any calculation in BCH. Like, what am I going to do? But eventually, I think when the result came out, it was there. And I was like, okay, we'll just do better in the next one.
It was there.
So,
Like, what's there?
it was close to 70, kind of there. So, it's not, I mean, well.
Yes.
Wait, so before we continue, so far so good. Which course is your favorite?
Physio.
Physio.
Have you done physio course? Not yet. You've not done any course.
They've not done any course. That's why.
I mean, physio is pretty chill. I feel like physio,
For now, actually, Sha.
like the introduction to
Yeah,
physiology, like the before in course topics, I think they are really chill compared to BCH and
Yeah, and
Physio-
anatomy.
Physio-
anatomy. I
Anatomy is
really,
better.
really hated
Yeah,
anatomy.
anatomy is-
I hate it with so much passion.
Funny how I did not hate anatomy.
I still hate it with so much
I actually
passion.
did
Oh my God.
enjoy it, but it was like, just
And
be doing
I
it.
feel like anatomy, if you don't, if the results don't usually reflect the amount of effort
you
I put into it.
Especially P&P.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I was a PMP
how was your
in
PMP
course.
in course?
Yeah.
Okay. So I just wrote PMP. Which how would I describe it? I think it was pretty chill. To be honest, the exam was pretty chill.
MJ, how was your own then?
P&P was beautiful.
It was pretty chill. How was your own? No, wait, how was your own too?
was so good.
P&P was so good.
I don't know about
No,
the
like,
results.
when we were leaving, I think we were expecting 80s and 90s.
Yes, and no, I'm not trying to put like thoughts in your head, but I think everybody has that.
Guys, when I saw my PMP,
Yes. Everything was I had to zoom in. I was like, I was listening to music. I switched it up and I zoomed in. It was a 65. And that was it. Was I was complaining initially. Then I started hearing others like hot kids in my class. Like I hate
hot kids.
Hot kids, getting 50s and 40s.
and 50s. Then I was
Oh my
actually
gosh.
grateful. I was grateful.
So, well, for me, I'm trusting God. I'm going to get good results.
I don't think it's going to be
I
as
can't-
bad.
I don't
think it should be as bad.
Because you guys had OBJ now.
Yes, we have.
Yes, that's the-
Yeah, our one was true for us, so
Yeah,
it was like,
Yeah,
I think there's a problem with the question bank. They've been using the ones that they've been using for like years, and on different sets, they've been having the same issues.
I
So it's,
really hope we don't have that.
Yeah.
Image. And then their questions were pretty chill in that sense.
I've been there. Oh.
we've all been there.
I've
Yeah.
been there.
Sure, with medical school, so I'm just trusting God. Yeah, for like
yeah.
good results.
What was your like lists in course? Like experience, so score, everything. Like everything was just messed up.
The experience did not match the score, but I think my worst experience in an course was thorax and abdomen. Because I remember the night before around 2 a.m. I texted my friend and I was like, I'm not going to read this last part at all because he came and then he left, and then after election break he didn't come back, and then I went to the exam hall, 40 questions.
Whoa.
Believe me, I answered the rest, and then I just started praying. I said like 2 Hail Marys. I'm a Catholic. I said 2 Hail Marys, and then I started picking at random, and then I was just picking. It's either true or false, so it's 50% chance.
I had an experience like
I just
that.
started picking, but the result was good, surprisingly.
Yeah.
But my least score was P&P. Hey.
I think my experience that was very similar to that was neuro. I think neuroanatomy. I don't know what was in my head, but I mean, neuroanatomy is supposed to consist of brain and spinal cord, and Tobore here read only brain and did not read spinal cord. So I don't even know because I remember.
Was it intentional or?
I don't know how to even explain. It was confusing. And like all those tracks and all those things, and I was like, let me just read the simple parts, those development, all those kinikon. So I was like, okay, let's just go to the hall and see what's going to happen. And then the questions, I think were like 165 or something like that. And I sat down. I started doing the beginning. And I was like, okay. Then I went to the back. I was like, okay, this is not bad. And then I just got to the middle. And 25 questions from up to down. Like, I could, you even guessed. I did not know what I wanted to guess. I was like, where are we starting from? The words were foreign. I was like, am I reading Greek? Because like, what is going on here?
Guessing would have been a mistake.
Guessing would have been a very huge mistake.
For me
Because I left like 25.
I left just 25, and to glory of God, I still got more than 60.
Yeah.
So it was like, if I had guessed and negative marking and all those things, it would have been terrible.
Neuro was not bad. I feel like the problem was that this guy didn't give us his materials.
I think it's normal with all them lecturers. I think it's normal.
I guess, and I had over a 70, so
You had
guessing
over
is
a
not all that
70.
bad.
I think
Guessing is not all that bad.
70 what?
I can't remember. I think, what was that? I can't remember.
Neuroanatomy.
No. Oh, 73-ish.
Yeah, Tom, I don't think you should be scared though. Unless they do to you what they did to us.
Your
Like
scores.
in part 2.
Which call are you telling us about?
Then which call you want to talk about?
Neuro now.
What did you get? What did you
Did you
get?
get it? Oh, I think you did really well.
Yes,
No, you
now.
did well now.
And what
73.
did you just say?
What did you get? You're not rating me.
Wow. No. Let me break it for you. Let me
Yeah,
break
what
it down
was it?
for you. I left 25 questions and girls was like,
What did you get?
I got 75.
I feel like you're more confident to talk about your scores when you actually do well, and maybe when you put in the least effort and you get like a massive return.
I always feel like incomes are luck. It's just about luck.
Well,
Whichever one you believe in.
well,
And you have to be really, really calculative because you have to take risks. So if you bet, maybe you'll be good with income.
it really depends. But to me, I think you should not be scared. Except they do to you what they did to us for BCH second in course and Isto Embro exam in part 2.
Sorry.
The exam was crazy.
History bro was my highest.
No, this was what happened. Like, we were supposed to do History Embro this week and BCH the following week. And then they shifted it and we had both of them back to back.
Yeah.
So it was a case of, to me, I was like, what am I going to do? I dropped Histo Embro. I won't even lie. Because my initial preparation was read Histo Embro. Once you're done with that exam, put your head inside BCH.
Yeah.
So I dropped Histo Embro one side and then I did my BCH.
Yeah.
So I think when the results came out, the BCH was actually, it was my highest, at least in that class. And I was like, okay, but my Histo Embro suffered a bit.
You guys are
Small.
Sorry, we have mentioning BCH. It's actually biochemistry.
Because you don't know.
I have physiology and anatomy.
Exactly.
And we're not even talking about clinical incomes because none of us can actually relate.
Now we can't relate
You
yet.
guys are
We can't relate.
like actually talk about that because I feel like in med school there are like 3 sets of people. We are struggling, we are in the middle, and you're out. But it's like you guys are actually.
No, I think MJ has something to say.
I'll
MJ
say
has something to say.
I'll say I'm a struggling hot kid. You know what to put it that way.
Because truth be told, yeah, some people's experience in med school
It's actually very
Yeah.
terrible.
very, very,
No,
very
no, I think it depends. It depends on you. I feel like that's why we have them. That's why we have part 2. It helps you understand the kind of person you are. You know that if you read to a certain extent, you are going to perform. But there are people that there's no matter how much work they put into it, they know that they really can't do so well.
So you're saying that.
And then there are some people that used to crash it before an exam,
exactly,
and they do
very
so
well.
good.
Yeah.
So like you need to understand yourself. And
Mm.
honestly, if you're not like so good like that, you're not so smart. Like, you don't have funds in your hands. I think you just channel your energy into something else and do it with.
Okay.
Wait, I don't get drop med score.
Med score.
You do it. Yeah, you get the side hustle. You do it side by side.
I think that's dead. Well, not really.
Should that advice not be for hot kids and not struggling kids?
Do you want the hot kids to have everything? Cool. No, like if you are doing well, if you're average, if you're okay. I mean,
You can get
if you're
money
comfortable
too.
with that. You can also work.
Tell us,
So please,
how do you, yeah,
you know what in course I can remember? Because I think I checked your result for you. I think you told me to check it or something like that, and I was like, ha. The thing was before the exam, MJ was like, I'm not ready to bro. I'm not ready to bro. I'm not ready to bro. I was like, isn't it you read it now? When you're ready, you read it and you'll pass. MJ told me he was just opening embryology the day before the in course, and I was like, ha. Me, I was crying to my mommy that mommy is like, I'm going to fail this thing though. And somebody else is just reading it for the first time. MJ, how was your result?
You don't tell us the score.
You don't have to say the score, but be honest.
Is it possible that
It was terrible.
so, no, is it
Was it
possible
the
that
kind
you are
of
opening embryo material
Hmm.
in day to incourse?
It's possible for MJ.
I don't think you know
I did
MJ.
that, actually. I was very unserious in part 2. I don't know what happened. But I found a way to try. And it was I had support.
Yeah.
I wasn't the only one that was cooked. We were
Yeah,
together.
it's good when you're suffering.
Yeah. The thing was that.
Collect
No, you said that I was just reading for the first time. I was on my guy's side and I opened my system. I was like, guys, let's do this PQ together now.
The guy was like,
We both stop that question, please. I was like, you know that it's true of us and they didn't answer it. I was like, guys, let's check ChatGPT. Right. And it was like, yes. ChatGPT. Right. And I was like, we typed the question into ChatGPT. ChatGPT was like, this doesn't exist.
You know that you're
Who taught us embryo again?
a lot of people taught us embryo now.
Bro, I was Jesus Christ. And that was the night before the exam. So like I already made my peace with it. And I was like, next time we'll do better.
Yeah, how to prepare for in courses. I don't know. I think we should. The first thing is to be true to yourself. I won't even lie. There are some exams you already know that okay, you would do well in it. And there are some, especially if you hate BCH, like Tomiwaye.
I did not say I said
Anyone. Okay, if you're not at peace with BCH, let me put it that way. I think you're supposed to like, I don't know, I think you should first, okay, what are we expecting? Is the plan to just get anything? Or should we try and just get 50? So like when you're at peace with yourself, then you will now start preparing. For me now, when I'm reading for in courses at times, I spread all my materials like this, like on the table, so that I will know the amount of work I have to do. Then there's this thing one of our classmates used to do where you have like your course outline and like a grid where you can tick how many times you've read like that particular topic. So I know that okay, by the time I've ticked once, me now I can't read once and go and write my exam. I'm going to flunk it. But like if I take it like twice, and then there are some that have to read like 3 times because it did not really stay. Do you get? And I think some people are Anki Lords. Very effective for cramming. Flashcards. So some guys use that. So after that, and I mean, if you don't know how to read in the night, sleep. It's really not that hard. Like if you don't know how to read in the night, sleep.
when there's no time for.
Yeah, where do you want to find time?
No, the thing is that it really depends. Most people do overnight from the very beginning of the session. And the overnight is usually futile. Like you're coming for overnight, you would sleep halfway. You won't read properly, mosquitoes will bite you, everything just, I don't know, it just becomes very weird. And then by the time the exam is approaching, you don't know anything. Now you have malaria, and you're also sleep deprived, and now you actually want to pass. So how do you want to go about that? So I think like from the beginning, just know, okay, I know how to read during the day.
Yeah.
Maybe after school, probably get like 30 minutes nap, and then you wake up and then you read. Oh, I know how to read at night. Then you sleep after school. And then wake up in the night to read. I know it feels like there's like a crunch or something, but I'm an advocate for reading every day. Doesn't have to be like consistently every day, but I feel like I can't be opening my books close to my exam. I can't do that. But I know somebody like a pro. He doesn't read anything before exam. All those things, doesn't do that. Why? Because he's a proficient crash reader. That is the moment when you think you like 3 energy drinks. Don't try it, please, Ejo. Please don't try it. But like 3 energy drinks, all these materials, and he's cramming everything in his head.
So the name start with J.
I think so, but whatever. He's cramming everything into his head, and then he's going to the exam and he's going to do well. So if you know you're also that kind of person, I think you can use your first in course to try it out. I think you just know yourself. Then also, I have this thing where I talk to senior colleagues. I mean, they are the ones that have done the class, and they're the ones that have passed through the class. So I always talk to them like, okay, this particular in course, how do I go about it? And then some of them will tell you, read your materials. Some of them will tell you, go read further or read like textbooks, so all those kind of things. And then by the time you get all your information, also not to seek the information. I don't think you should be gathering information from like 50 people in the class. Each of them had different experiences. So you can look at somebody that, okay, if for example, I'm a photographer, like MJ said, I'm doing my side hustle photography and medicine is just there. And I know someone in the class above me and the person is a content creator and medicine is also just there. So it's very easy to like meet this person, like, okay, bro, how did you do your exams? You get, and then you can get like the tips and everything. But I will not go and meet somebody like Anne that reads every day. When Anne is reading, I'm taking nice photos of people and making money along the line. I mean, it's not going to. So I feel like you should know how to get information properly, save it properly, and at the same time, know yourself. Like, that's just it. And I don't think you should be scared, Tomiwa.
I'm not scared.
Yeah, just
I'm not scared.
just be at ease.
like a little test. Approach it like a little
Don't
test.
Yeah, just be
And then
calm.
Right.
And a lot of things can happen. I mean, my first course now, I did close to 70. And then second course was farther away from 70. And I was like, okay, we're not going to continue this way. Do you get? So I already used the first two. What went wrong? What did not go wrong? And then I balanced everything. And then the next one, I got a 70 that was close to 80. So that was like how I just like,
Also,
and then from there it was just, you get.
also, I would just like to say that if you've had like very like terrible past experiences, it's very easy for you to allow that to weigh you down.
Yeah.
So I think that always, no matter what, always try to push. Like always try to look on the brighter side. There may not be any bright side. Find it. Find it. Maybe you find someone that is also in that situation.
When you
try
guys
and
do it
use
together.
Use that to push. Use that to push to go together, because the thing is that it can become very overwhelming and you just lose like
Focus.
interest. You will not be. What's the point? I have a classmate that said that in order for you to fail in medicine, you have to read.
And that was actually very
And that's
true.
actually true. So you need to understand that we are going through so many things at once. So allowing that to like say, oh, I'm no longer interested in this medicine, I'm losing, I can't do it. Let me just get my 50 and go. If you want to do it, you can try, keep trying, and you get it.
Yeah, and also just try your best not to compare yourselves.
Yes.
With
And then
people.
things happen. To be honest, you might do your best. I have a friend.
It will not
Like,
be
I
applicable
think
to
it was our first.
Okay.
It will not be applicable.
He did
I feel
very
you.
wait. He did very, very bad. Like, it was so bad. And then he was explaining things to me. And I think the problem was with his shading. But he went to he went to their office. He went to go and meet them, but nothing could be changed. Once they pasted results, that's it. So things happen. If you see a useless
Yeah, I think that's
someone
where-
Sees a useless result.
if someone sees a useless result,
How did the friend end out?
Oh, wow. The second was also nice.
the
So
second was
good.
much better.
So
So
good.
good.
So yeah, it
Yeah.
might not be your fault.
Yes.
Therefore,
Yes.
I think that's where prayer
Just
comes
try
in.
your best.
Yeah, just try your
Try
best.
your best. Keep trying.
and also have your own people. Have your own.
Yes, that's very
important.
important.
People that you-
I always say that it's important for you to have people around you, no matter what. You can't be a lone island. I mean, I don't know how it works for other people, but it doesn't work for me. I don't think it works for people here.
No.
You can't be alone. Try and find people. It's just something that you might hear that might make you pass.
That's why from reading groups, like there are situations where the morning of the in-course, like someone just tells you, oh, do you know this? I'm like, no, I've not heard it before. And the person's like, okay, this.
Yeah.
And I think I went to that exam and, they'll tell you like turn your paper backwards and the 10 questions behind,
Where from?
everything was what that person told me. And I was like, wow.
Nice.
You can, of course, that's what I'll answer first. Anyways, I think this was a very lovely session.
Yes.
And I don't know, people should please don't think that all of us here are channels. We all have our tough times too.
Yes,
At
please.
times.
Yeah,
At times.
So I'm about to start pack and farm.
I mean,
I'm very,
and yes,
very-
if you want to cry, I mean, cry inside your pillow. Cry. Let it out. Crying is cleansing. Just be fine. If you think it's gay, it's up to you. I mean, just cry.
It's
Anyways,
gay to cry.
it's not gay. Cry. Let your emotions
Real
out.
men don't cry. You take it like a champ.
See you next time.
Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the channel.
Comment.
And also, you can also find it on Spotify. So make sure to listen and give it a good recommendation to your friends.
Yeah, and you can also drop your critics too in case you have anything you feel we're not doing well. So, bye.
Bye.